Dear students, fifth session on the chapter Management, Meaning, Nature and Importance. In your topic list, write down the next topic, Meaning of Administration. Meaning of Administration, page number 99. You check the page number of your textbook and then write. First of all, we are going to discuss a concept called administration in this session. Many of us are of the opinion that the two terms management and administration are same and are used interchangeably or alternatively. But actually, there are differences between these two terms, management and administration. So first of all, you have to comprehend what administration is, and after that, we will try to differentiate between administration and management. So first, the definition or meaning of administration, the second paragraph, according to Oliver Sheldon, open the bracket from there. According to Oliver Sheldon, administration is the function in industry concerned with the determination of corporate policy, the coordination of finance, production and distribution, the settlement of the compass, it should be campus, not compass, the settlement of the campus of the organization, that is the organizational structure, and ultimate control of the executive. Close the bracket after that. So this is the definition or meaning of administration. Administration is the function in an industry concerned with the determination of corporate policy, the coordination of finance, production and distribution, the settlement of the campus of the organization, and ultimate control of the executive. So therefore, administration is something, if you read the definition very carefully, you will understand that administration is something which is carried out by the members of the top level management of an organization, like the directors, the chairman, the CEO, and personnel of such positions. So because administration is a function which consists of determination of corporate policies, the corporate policies and strategies are determined by administration. Administration coordinates the activities of the various departments, finance, production, distribution, from the top. It develops and designs the organizational structure and tries to control all the executives and officers who are working in the organization. So therefore, all these functions, if you look into all these functions, you will find that these functions are usually performed by the managers of the top level management. The board of directors, headed by the chairman, and such other senior members of the organization. Now, next topic, please write in your topic list. Differences between administration and management. Differences between administration and management. Page number 99. A table is given over here showing the points of difference between administration and management. So open the bracket from point number 1, meaning, give a tick mark. On the basis of meaning, how these two things are different. Administration means determination of objectives and policies of an organization. Administration is concerned with formulating and determining the corporate policies, strategies and objectives of a particular organization. And management means creating an internal environment for achievement of these organizational goals. So administration determines the corporate policies and strategies and sets the goals of the organization. Whereas management is more concerned with creating an internal environment within the organization for attainment of these organizational goals and objectives which have been set by administration. Nature of work: administration is basically a decision making function. The top level management, the directors, the chief executive, they keep on taking the right decisions at the right time. Taking the right decision is the most important function of administration. Whereas management is truly an executive function. Management tries to execute, implement the policies, strategies, and decisions which have been taken by the administrators. Administration is a very wide term, management is a narrower term. Level of authority: administration is concerned with the top level of authority, top level management of the organization, and management is concerned with the middle and lower levels. True management, execution of policies and responsibilities, policies and strategies is taken care of, is carried out by the managers at the middle level and the lower level of the organization. So close the bracket after point number 4. Study these 4 differences between administration and management. So please remember that administration is not exactly what management is. Administration is a wider term. It is carried out by the people occupying the top level management of an organization, and it is mainly concerned with determination of the corporate policies and strategies, bringing proper coordination among the various functional departments of an organization like finance, marketing and sales, production, etc., developing the overall organizational structure and organizational hierarchy, and maintaining the ultimate control of all executives in its hand. So that's what administration does, and these are the main functions of administration. Next topic, please write. Another function, you can come to the next page, page number 100, and mark another difference between administration and management, which says point number 6. You can mark point number 6 also, that administration determines the limits within which management has to function. Administrators set the limits or the boundaries within which the actual managers have to perform, and management functions within the limits set by the administration. So this point also you can learn. Next topic, please write objectives of management. Objectives of management. Page number 100 to 101. Pages 100 to 101. Open the bracket from objectives of management. Underline it. The main objectives, that is purposes. Main objectives or purposes of management are given below. Number 1, profitability. You must understand and memorize each and every point heading. Now, my advice will be, whenever you are writing objectives of anything, it is better to start the point heading with the word to. So over here, please change the word profitability. Instead of writing only profitability, you can write to ensure profitability. Objectives of management, number 1, to ensure. Add these 2 words, to ensure profitability. Management must ensure that the enterprise earns sufficient profits to meet its various needs. So that should be the first objective of management. All other objectives will come afterwards. The first basic foremost objective of management is to ensure that the organization earns sufficient amount of profits with the help of which it can accomplish its objectives and goals. The investors must be given a reasonable return on their money in the form of dividend, interest, etc. So therefore, management must seek to give a good amount of return to the shareholders, to the creditors of the organization who have invested funds. Shareholders must get good amount of dividend at the end of every year, and the lenders and creditors who have extended loans to the organization must get their interest and the principal amount at the right time. Profits can be earned when managers make best use of money, material, machinery, and other resources. So, profits can only be earned if through management all the resources of the organization are utilized to the best possible manner. Resources like men, money, material, machinery, and such other resources must be utilized in the best possible manner, which will ensure profitability for the organization. They should ensure maximum output at minimum possible cost. Managers must try to run the organization in such a manner which will lead to maximization of output at the minimum cost. Then only the organization will be able to earn sufficient amount of profits. So that's the first objective of management, to ensure profitability. Number 2, please write, to bring prosperity and growth. To bring prosperity and growth. Underline it. Management should aim at continuously improving the performance of the organization. After the organization has established itself, now the next objective of management will be to bring about growth in the organization. To run the organization in such a manner that instead of becoming stagnant at one particular point, the business organization keeps on growing and expanding now, spreads its wings in different directions. So management should aim at continuously improving the performance of the organization. It should create an environment in which people can give their best to the organization. How can an organization grow? If only through management a conducive, happy environment, working environment is created, within which people can work at ease with great comfort and can give their best. When people can work comfortably and happily, their efficiency level, their level of productivity and efficiency keeps on increasing. And when that happens, the output of the organization increases. When output increases, profits increase, and with the help of the huge amount of profits earned, it becomes possible then to expand the business empire, venture into new lines of business, innovation of new products, launching new products in the market, setting up new factories, new offices in other states, in other countries of the world. So this is how a business empire grows and expands. By providing the right type of leadership, management can secure prosperity and happiness for all. Close the bracket after that sentence, then come down to number 3. The point heading will be to encourage change and innovation. To encourage change and innovation. That is the third objective of management. Management should always try to encourage change and innovation in the organization. An organization operates in an ever-changing environment. Forces of the environment are changing. An organization has to operate within that changing environment. So therefore, management should aim at after that you will write implementing. Management should aim at implementing technological and other innovations so that the enterprise can successfully face the challenges posed by the uncertainties of the future. Okay, so therefore, since the environmental forces are changing continuously and these changes pose new challenges, new sets of challenges to the organization. So in order to cope up with these challenges posed by the environment, management should always aim at developing and implementing technological and other innovations, with the help of which the organization will be able to face these new challenges coming from the environment. Management serves as the agent of change and progress. The management acts as a catalyst of change and progress in an organization. In this age of science and technology, continuous research and development are necessary for developing new and better methods. And that is what management should try to implement, encourage and implement in the organization, that implementation of new and better methods of doing work. Number 4, to ensure development of people. To ensure development of people. People over here means the human resource, the employees who are working in an organization. People are more important than things. Management should mobilize the best talent. Management of an organization should try to look out for, recruit and select the best possible people for the organization. It should seek to develop human talent by encouraging initiative, skills and technical competence. So good management should always try to develop the human talent, the talents of the employees and the workers, by encouraging initiative, skills and technical competence. It should provide to employees opportunities for training and participation in management. Good management should always provide training opportunities to the workers and employees, should always encourage representatives of the employees and workers to participate in the decision-making process of the organization. And with the help of which, management should always try to develop the quality of human resource in the organization. It should create and maintain an environment conducive to development of people. Management should always try to maintain such an environment in the organization which is conducive to continuous development of the skills, talents and levels of efficiency of the workers and employees. Number 5, to maintain discipline and morale. To maintain discipline and morale. Management aims at improving the discipline among people by exercising authority, assigning responsibility and introducing procedures of evaluation and control. See, a code of conduct, proper discipline must be followed in an organization. In a professional atmosphere, discipline, code of conduct, ethical values are very important. Each and every member of the organization, starting from a member of the top level management right down to the bottom, right down to a factory worker, each and every member is expected to follow a code of conduct while working in the organization. So management should try to, first of all, frame that code of conduct, the disciplinary code of conduct, and it should try to implement and maintain the discipline and morale of each and every member in the organization while he or she is in work. So management aims at improving discipline among the people, and how this discipline, how this morale be maintained in an organization by the management, sometimes by exercising authority, by giving orders, instructions, if required, reprimanding those people who have violated the code of conduct. Then discipline can also be instilled by assigning responsibility. Definite set of responsibilities are assigned to different sets of workers. Then introducing procedures of performance evaluation at regular intervals. So there are personal performance evaluation procedures which are called performance appraisal methods for each and every employee. So at regular intervals, the level of performance of each and every worker and employee is measured through these performance appraisal methods. So by doing all these things, the management should try to maintain proper discipline and morale among each and every member of the organization. It motivates people through financial and non-financial incentives. After taking a performance appraisal test, okay, people who have proved themselves efficient, those employees who are found to have discharged their responsibilities with great sincerity and efficiency, so they are given sometimes monetary as well as non-monetary incentives by the management to motivate others as well. It ensures a sense of achievement and higher morale by creating and maintaining a better work environment. Number 6, to implement rightful decision making. To implement rightful decision making. Decision making is an essential part of management. Decision making, I should say, is the most important function of management, taking the right decision at the right time. So decision making is an essential part of management, and managers take decisions at every step of the business. The quality of decisions often determines the future of the enterprise. If the decisions are good, the right decision is taken at the right time, it leads towards success of the organization in future. But a wrong decision can spoil the future of the organization as well. So the quality of decisions often determines the future of the company. Therefore, management should aim at making the right decision at the right time. So that is another objective of management, to take the right decision at the right time. Number 7, the point heading will be to improve image. To improve image. Good management always attempts to build and maintain a sound image of the organization. For this purpose, management ensures efficient and smooth running of business through better planning and effective control. So, to maintain an overall good image of the organization to the outside world, so that is another objective. That is another objective of management. So good management always attempts to build and maintain a sound image of the organization. How this is to be done? For this purpose, management ensures efficient and smooth running of business through better planning and effective control. And last but not the least, number 8, to ensure supply of quality goods at fair prices. To ensure supply of quality goods at fair prices. So that is the social aspect of management. If the management of an organization can ensure that the organization produces products of good quality which are distributed, which are sold in the market at reasonable prices, that is the best way how an organization and the management of an organization can serve the society. Producing goods of best quality and selling them to the people at reasonable prices which they can afford. So that is another important objective of management, to ensure supply of quality goods at fair prices. Management aims at providing products of better quality at reasonable prices. In order to achieve this aim, managers try to eliminate all kinds of wastages. How can management accomplish this objective? By eliminating all kinds of wastages and thereby reduce the cost of production. Through a thorough or a very strict control procedure, if management is able to eliminate all types of wastages in all departments of the organization, it will definitely lead to reduction of the cost of production and distribution to a great extent. So when the total cost is reduced, then the organization is also able to sell the products in the market at a lower price. In this way, managers can serve the community, that's the society at large. Close the bracket after point number 8. So these are the important objectives of management. Prepare it as a long question of 5 marks or 6 marks. So I'll conclude this session over here. In our next session, we will start with importance or advantages of management. Thank you.